What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today I got a brand new video for y'all, and this time I will be going over the 2020 election, and I'll just be analyzing it, and I'll be showing some of the contrasts that I believe we will see this time around in 2024 between Kamala Harris and Trump. But obviously this one was the one with Joe Biden versus Trump, and I just want to break it down a bit just so that you guys have an idea of what we can expect in the 2024 election. So right off the bat, if we look at the actual count, we have 306 to 232. So I don't think it was really a blowout by any means because Trump was only, 38 electoral votes away from winning. So I don't think you could call it a blowout or a massive victory for Joe Biden. But it is better than many people expected. People knew that this would be a close election, and it really was a close election. It was reflected in the actual results. Now, I will say this. The polls were showing Biden up by about 4 to 6 points on Election Day. So the fact that it was actually this close is kind of separate, or is kind of an indication that Trump yet again had his, voting day surge. So the Republicans that may not have voted for Trump before, they do vote for him, or his voters came out to vote in large numbers, which we do know that they tend to do. Republicans tend to vote in large numbers. Democrats, a bit different. They tend not to vote in every single election, but he did have quite a voter base. So if we do look at some of the states that were flipped, right off the bat, we see Arizona. Arizona was one of those states where, so this is just the actual popular vote if you guys are interested, 81 million to 74 million. So then again, Joe Biden had the most votes in history. So Arizona is one of the states that would have gone red. If it had gone red, it would have been 243 for Trump, and then it would have been 295 for Biden. So Arizona did kind of put him over the edge a bit more than he would have been. And it did help him quite a bit because we now see Arizona. It's another swing state now. Arizona never used to be really a swing state. It was usually always a solid Republican. So Joe Biden's victory there did switch it to a swing state. We could also look at Georgia. This is probably the most controversial one. By the way, in both these states, there were court cases that Trump had because he was mad at the results. But Georgia's another one. Georgia was probably even closer. I think it was within a point, like less than a point. And he wasn't expected to win. Joe Biden wasn't expected to win. This is supposed to be Trump territory. This whole area and Arizona is Trump territory. This is Republican territory nowadays. So the fact that they lost these two kind of did put them at quite a disadvantage. If we're just looking at this, these two alone, that's 27 electoral votes. This could have given Trump a major boost. He would have been within probably 10, 11 electoral votes if he had won these two states. But he didn't. If he had, though, that would have been quite different in the actual outcome. Wisconsin is another one. Did vote Republican in 2016. Not a very typical Republican state, but it's just important to keep in mind that Trump did get Wisconsin in 2016, but ended up losing in 2020. Michigan as well, another swing state. That's been a swing state for a bit now. Trump did win Michigan in 2016, but lost in 2020 again. Wisconsin, not so much, but Michigan was very close. It was very close. Many people had questions about whether there was some voter fraud. That was Trump mostly that was saying that, but the Democrats did win Michigan. It's also, I'll address this in a second, but just take a look at the electoral votes for each state and let me know what you guys think, because there are some differences this time around. Pennsylvania is probably the most noticeable one. 20 electoral votes for the Democrats. If Trump had just won Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Arizona, he would have won the presidency. He would have won the presidency. It would have been just simple as that. Or if he had won Pennsylvania, Pennsylvania, Michigan, or Arizona, or Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Arizona, any of these combinations would have resulted in a Trump victory. Actually, no, not Arizona. He would have gotten it. So it's really interesting to see because this time around, we do see kind of the same pattern. Except, in my last prediction video, I did say that the margin is bigger than this. I had, oh yeah, Texas is also 38 in this one. That's interesting. But I had Kamala with, I think it was 312, something like that. So more than what Biden won. But if we do compare this to the 2024, oh, I can't even compare it to. Okay, well, doesn't matter. We'll compare it to 2016. We look at 2016 here. Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, Arizona, Georgia. All red. That's all red. And that gave Trump a 304 to 227 victory, which was more than what many people expected. So then, if we look at 2012, just looking at Obama versus Romney, again, Democrats need to win these Rust Belt states, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin. They actually won Florida too. If you guys remember when Florida was actually a swing state. Not anymore. Not so much anymore. Now it's pretty Republican. But they did lose Arizona. So Arizona was a pretty solid red state. Again, if we look at 2008. Not 2004. 2008. Again, Arizona. Florida they lost, surprisingly. Well, actually not really surprising because it was a swing state. They lost Indiana. They lost Indiana in 2008, so that's another interesting one. North Carolina. Iowa. Iowa was also a swing state at one point. And obviously they lost Penn, Michigan, Wisconsin. But they didn't win Arizona. So this was a pretty big deal. Now I do expect Arizona. I will make another prediction video on the election. I do expect Arizona to go to Republicans, just because of how it usually votes. I just don't know. I don't see it going to Democrats again. I just don't. I think that was sort of an exception year when they voted for Democrats, and I see it going back to status quo. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I think it's a pretty interesting comparison when we look at this 2016 and now looking forward to 2024, just to see some of the differences that we had in those elections. And what do you guys think? Who's going to win the 2024 election? Drop a comment, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.